do it. What's up, everybody? This is how we're all supposed to look today, right? Who else looks like this today? Who else is this is like the January 1st dress code, right? It's like this is the look, right? Ted probably, Ashley, yeah, for sure. I actually no drinky drinks for me, so I'm good, 100% good. But yeah, Ted, we got the SpongeBob looking hungover gif from Ted just a little bit ago. So there's that. Yeah, Don and me. Hey, Bayfax, that's awesome. You get to see a friend from Texas. That's cool. Pug Teddies, you want to be able to do this blitz this year? Oi. What's up, Sergeant Mac? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Stephanie? Resolution is to find a way to make a new start. Good for you. Good for you. And I can tell you from experience, like Foo Fighters, getting good at starting over. It's a series of decisions, right? If you're starting fresh, choose the opposite of what you would normally choose. Every opportunity you get, right? Bay Fox still in the PJs. And resolution is to make no resolutions. Dark Angel, Happy New Year to you. Painted D, Jennifer. Good to see everybody here. Grandma Shark, see you there as well. Akizanara with all the shares there. Thanks so much for the love. Yvette, Grandma Shark, Fane, Kayla, Goober. Dark Angel, thanks for the love. It's doable. It's doable. Stephanie. Is it Stephanie or is it Stephine? Because now I'm just in my head about it. Helen, to be a good mom and get a little healthy, that's good. I mean, incremental stuff is the way to go, right? Sergeant Mac for the Ohio State. Heck yeah. Helen, winter PJs, 7-month-old is dressed. Alan with the Bucks as well. Had her working on projects. Looking for an apartment, lose 30 pounds, save up money. There you go. Stephanie. Okay. Stephanie. Got it. Yeah, it is very doable. It's very doable. It's not easy, but it is doable. And I can tell you from experience, trying to like cold turkey life and just change everything all in one fell swoop, setting yourself up for failure, right? So taking those baby steps and those incremental changes, like what's one thing you can change today? What's one habit you can start today? And really taking it just one step at a time is really, 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 really the way to go. It's so much easier. Callie. Oh gosh. Ellen. I booked the Ducks. Oh my gosh. Not call out of work so much, Ronnie. Hey, Candy Thunder just pulled up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have her today. Otherwise, the office here at Stormcloud Marketing is empty. Nothing. Empty. Get Jazzy on dropping some bolts. Angela, Jackie Kelly, Elise, Minions Den. Angela again there. Get Jazzy on it again. Callie Knight, Goober. You guys are awesome. Elise saw you there too. Elizabeth to keep up losing weight. Nice. Nice. I don't have like firm resolutions. I don't have like this is my 2025 thing, but I have a lot of things that I'm working on. A lot of things that I'm trying to improve upon, but all little baby step things. I can tell you one bigger project that I'm taking on has nothing to do with a resolution. It's just a project, is a passion project. And I think like I have an artistic side that if I'm not involved in something artistically fulfilling, that part of me is unfulfilled, right? So music is a thing, creative writing is a thing, like I did for Piano Man, and actually, like the video skills that I use for my day gig, doing that in an artistic way fulfills that artistic side too. So I'm gonna roll all those together. I'm writing a song, I'm gonna record the song, and then I'm gonna create an art piece video for it. That's my big project. Big project. Candy Thunder is in the house. What's up, Tater? How you doing? It's been a bit of a scramble today. work on the book and finish it, Karen. There you go. I did the math. I did the math for mine whenever I was on, like, trying to set a timeline for myself and achievable goals to be able to finish it. I really only had the time and the attention span to write like 500 words at a time. So I'd set an hour aside. I think it was an hour. It's like 500 words was about an hour. And then schedule time throughout the week where this is, so I would know like roughly how long it was going to take me and I could schedule out the whole process. So getting it down to bite-sized pieces really, really helps, right? It's just like everything else, baby steps, right? So getting it down to bite-sized pieces, and when you're trying to like finish writing a book, that's a big old chomp, right? Big old chomp. So instead of having the goal of finishing your book, having the goal of writing 1,000 words a week or 500 words per night, whatever it is, something that is a very, very bite-sized, easily attainable thing, I think is a good way to go. At least that worked really well for me. We don't have like a lot of time, you know. So whatever we're trying to do is like, what can I achieve in under an hour? Alan, been cooking and baking all day, ready to spend the next several hours screaming at the TV as if your team can hear you. They can if you scream yelled enough. Leanne, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've heard hypnotism works well. Amanda, you sent a package. What package was it? I don't think we've seen anything, but we've been out of the office for the past several days, so. I mean, I've been here. Was here part of yesterday? I don't know. The whole week's a mess. I don't know what's going on. Happy New Year to everybody. Entertainment Center is about to get cussed out like never before. Sergeant Mac, TV's like, what did I do? I'm just trying to bring y'all entertainment. What's happening? What's happening? Annie, get Drac to drink a lot of water. Turner AC just got engaged. Congratulations. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Heck yeah. Wait, just last night? What a way to start 2025. Hey, yeah. Angela, Goober, Mungau, Catriana, Myra Catalina, Callie Knight, Crystal Museum Girl, that Alaska Girl, Crystal Reina, Goober, Candy C, LKB, Nicole Yoakum, that Alaska Girl again there, Angela, Jenny with the ice cream cone, Crystal Museum Girl, Angela Paisley, Heather dropping the bolts, Gracie, Karen Shaper Cutter, get jazzy on it, Angela, Jackie Kelly, Elise, thank you guys so much. Sergeant Mac, please film it. Please just set up, if you have a little phone tripod or something, just set it up in the corner of the room, just let it roll. You're gonna get some amazing stuff. Hey, Phyllis, that's great news. It's great news that your dog is gonna be coming home tomorrow. That is fantastic. Sophia, not in the home studio today. Nope, so the new gear shows up on the 2nd. I'm gonna get it set up, and as soon as we have it set up, we're gonna do a recording session. We've got some topics laid out to go into. Oh yeah, part of it we will film live with VIP members. So you'll be our guinea pigs for testing the auto camera switching multicam setup. Y'all will love Candy Thunder's sweatshirt today. 83% bleep noises. There you go. On hold music. Yep, that's right. Hey, before we get into some notes and stuff, I'm going to test this. Let me know if this gets laggy or anything.
Oh, God.
Candy Thunder loves it when I hear that, but I made this special for you guys.
Oh, gosh.
Happy gosh heckin' New Year to ya! Happy gosh heckin' New Year. Akasha, only resolution is taking care of your son. Son and you only this year. That is good. Heck yes, heck yes. Focus on you, right? You and yours. Hearts for all, heck yeah. Gracie, thank you. Also, this music just is a bop. I can't help. It's like Brady Thunder said when he was little. He's like, sometimes your body likes a song when your mind doesn't want it to. I'm like, yeah, I feel it. It's giving a Ricky Martin vibes. Bruno Mars. Oh yeah, Uptown Funk. Yeah. The one he got sued for. Yeah.
I've heard it so much, it's trying to
Your body's like, yeah. I've heard the song too many times. I hate it. Yeah. Heck yeah. You do. Yeah. Okay, Sergeant McAnally, you got to dance the tango right now. You got to do it. Candy. Yeah, they're supposed to be off, so the fireworks show up better. Okay. Oop, I hit the wrong button there. All right, we'll go back to the normal mode here.
You don't come up on dramatic mode.
You don't what?
You don't those shadows on my face.
You don't come up on dramatic mode. You're like, no shadows, please. I need even lighting. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, guys.
I had a bad makeup job today.
Happy gosh heck New Year to you. We're in comfy mode today. First time I get to wear my Ascon scale sweatshirt, the hoodie. Yep. First time. Tony says I'm here, but my brain and liver are still in 2024. It's probably just a few doors down. You want us to go pick them up for you? Put it in a doggy bag, drop it off to your house after? Tony Spark?
I don't see him. He's not here.
No, he's not here. No.
Oh, Tony.
I know. He's yeah. We got the hungover SpongeBob gif earlier today, which was the sign of he's not going anywhere. It ain't happening. Resolution is to catch more Thunder Lives, Obscura. I love it. I think it's a brilliant plan. Brilliant. Coming up, we have stories about wedding hair requests, mommy-daughter days gone wrong, moms overstaying their welcome, difficult living situations, investigative girlfriends, aka stalker, ? Christmas visits or lack thereof, stealing the wedding spotlight. Sounds like a mother-in-law thing to do. And also, we'll have spicy stories and a unique Best of Redditor update that is unlike anything we've read before. Or so says Tony Spark. First goal is 4K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here on the TikTok side and a 10 super chat goal on the YouTube side for confetti. We have one confetti cannon left. By golly. Let's hope we get to use it today. The share goal on the TikTok side today is 16 hundo. We are tracking that. We're already at 32, which is 2% of that. We have a likes goal of 600K today, so please make sure you're tapping and sharing today. We greatly appreciate your help with that. Also, we just as a reminder, we'll have gift goals that are separate on the YouTube and TikTok side, so we'll keep you posted on that as we go. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side if you have not already. Talking to you, TikTok. If you're watching on TikTok right now, make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side. If for some reason TikTok does end up going away, we'll still be on YouTube. We'll still be doing lives on YouTube. So just go ahead and lock it in right now there. Also, the Christmas episode of the Dusty Thunder podcast with Tony Spark and Candy Thunder is out. Came out last Sunday. Oh, wait. Last Sunday? Days are just like, what is today? I don't even know what day of the week it is. I know it's January 1st, but I don't know. It's Wednesday. Thank you.
Live at 3 p.m.
Thank you, Taylor. I don't know.
Welcome to the world.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. But also, the podcast with Beer Today comes out on January 5th at noon Central Time. If you are a member on the YouTube side, you already have access to it because you get early access to everything. So it's there. No VIP live today. We don't have the support network in place to be able to pull that off today. So no VIP live today. So sorry about that. It'll be back in normal swing next week. A reminder to keep chat positive today and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion, and we encourage you to share that in a respectful way. Don't start shit. Don't be shitty. Don't be a DFHB reject. And worst of all, don't spoil stories. If you know a story that we're reading, you know how it ends, don't spoil it for everybody else, or you'll get your butt muted, if not booted, by mods. And they take that shiz seriously. Don't you, mods? Love you. No spoilers. Spoilers get muted. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Brooms!
Oh my God.
Did you watch the Grumpy Old Men podcast this morning? I think that's gonna be like an official thing. The Grumpy Old Man podcast. We're gonna have to get like bald caps and sit on a porch with lemonade. That'll be the podcast setting. It'll be amazing. Spoilers get the mute. Shitheads get the boot. Is that how we do it? Is that how we do it? All right, let's go. Let's do this. Alrighty, for story time. Hey, it's Dusty Thunder with another story for you. This one is, will I be the astronaut for refusing to pay for my hair to be done for a friend's upcoming wedding? We'll play the title game with this one. Start a poll. YouTube, please vote with a comment. TikTok, please vote with the interactive poll at the top left-hand corner, which should be active now and will be for 57 seconds remaining here. Will I be the astronaut for refusing to pay for my hair to be done for a friend's upcoming wedding? I'm NTA on this. Look, if you've got like a specific hairstyle or vibe that you're wanting as a bride, I think it's on you to pay for that for your bridal party, right? Wouldn't you say so, Candy Thunder?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
What?
I was handling some other stuff outside of the office.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Everything okay?
yeah, no, it's good. But I just didn't hear the title. That was it.
Will I be the astronaut for refusing to pay for my hair to be done for a friend's wedding? So it's that like bride wants OP to get her hair done as a member of the bridal party for an upcoming wedding, but wants OP to pay for it. I don't think that's how that works. I've never been a bridesmaid, so I don't know. I don't even know if this is for sure a bridesmaid thing, but to me, it would seem like if you have something specific you are wanting a bridesmaid or bridal party member to do, you should pay for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I did in wedding number 1. I paid for that.
That's what makes
Wedding
sense.
2 was
Yeah,
just-
that would make
was
sense.
just us.
That would make sense. Okay, we ended up at a big old NTA landslide, but we'll see what actually happens here. I don't even know what day it is, so I could be leading you way astray here. All right, title again. Will I be the astronaut for refusing to pay for my hair to be done for a friend's upcoming wedding? I, 27 female. I'm a bridesmaid in my friend's upcoming wedding, less than a week away. The wedding is very small and a budget wedding. Not judging, it's not my day, I'm just painting a picture. The bride had 6 bridesmaids. We have pretty much paid for everything ourselves. The bride has contributed $100 towards our dresses and paid for any alterations required, but we've paid for the rest. Shoes, bag, jewelry, etc. have all been funded by myself, and yes, there was a requirement for color and style. I'm going to go ahead and throw a red flag there. Because if you're requiring things, but then forcing them to pay for it, that's where it gets shitty for me. We are doing all of our own makeup for the day, and up until recently, I assumed our own hair too. The bride would like soft curls, which I'm very capable of doing. I recently found out that the bride has booked us in for our hair to be done professionally on the day and that we're expected to pay for it. It's going to cost us each $150 for soft curls. Clutches curls. No. First of all, the bride didn't even ask you first. She just committed you something. Committed you to something that was going to cost you money that you could have done yourself. Nope. Nope. Another bridesmaid who is currently unemployed contacted her about not getting her hair done and doing it herself. Again, very capable of doing soft curls and did her own wedding hair, as she does not have $150 spare right now around Christmas time. The bride's response to this was, getting your hair done is non-negotiable. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bizzo here. You don't get to do that. You don't. You don't. Just like you can't just start sending invoices to the people of the world. Except that's a new scam they've been doing with PayPal for the past few months. I get a dozen emails per day that's like, you have a new money request from don't recognize this sender, or you definitely ordered this.com. You know, you don't get to do that. You just don't get to. I am of the belief that if I am paying for it, it is absolutely negotiable. This has now caused a bit of tension right before the wedding because a few of us don't really want to pay the money and are a little peeved that it was booked and decided before asking us if we even wanted it. Also considering what we have already paid for this wedding. Bride is insisting, and we are trying to negotiate ways around it beyond just flat out refusing, but it's not going great. A few people I have spoken to have been shocked that we bridesmaids have been made to pay for anything wedding related at all, and some others have said that I agreed to all of this when I agreed to be a bridesmaid. Wasn't actually asked, but that's another story. I've never been in a bridal party, so I don't actually know what's normal, I guess. So will I be the astronaut if I refuse to pay to get my hair done on the day? We have an update. Before we get into that, what do you think? What do you think? Why pay $150 for something you do yourself? That's just silly. Candy Thunder says.
That is silly.
This is silly.
That's girls.
The-
Why is that so much money?
I need an entitlement button. Audacity doesn't quite cover the entitlement side of things. Throwing Delulu because thinking that you have the power to just throw these things at people. And it's not like they had time. It's not like they had 6 months to make sure they had the funds available. Throwing this on people suddenly during holiday time is not cool. It's very not cool. Also, if you have a budget wedding, thinking maybe 6 bridesmaids is too many. You have to be understanding. And here, it seems like bride is expecting everyone else to be very understanding without reciprocating at all. And that is not good. Not good. And the person who is even unemployed doodles, yeah. Like, whoa. That just shows me, if I'm putting myself in OP shoes, which she had to buy herself, by the way, putting myself in her shoes, I'd feel very much like this person who's supposed to be a friend that wants me to be in her wedding gives 0 shits about me. None. It's like we're just aesthetic accessories at this point.
100%.
At our own expense. So, like, my wedding gift to you is making sure that I look good on your wedding day so your pictures can be good? Cool. Obscure bride, you look amazing. Me, thanks, it's my gift to you. Thanks, here's my bill. That would be mine. You're probably getting some money for your wedding gifts here, so you can reimburse us all for the $1,000 that you've made us spend on your wedding. Redonkulous. Crystal says, look, I paid $200 for my membership at my salon, so I'll just go to them and have them revamp the color and do my hair. I mean, yeah, it sounds like they didn't even have the choice of who was going to do it. It's just this gal has been booked, which means she committed to this stylist, too, for 6 people at $150 a pop. Oof. Well, that's not okay. What is that, $900? Math's hard. Ooh, okay. Candy Thunder. Yeah, I just saw the mold activity there.
I don't know how TikTok didn't filter that. I guess because of the
characters
they used.
I didn't see what it was, but
It was not good.
glad I didn't.
It was not good.
Yoko, I'm here, but definitely floaty. I think we all are today. Even those of us who didn't do 37 shots last night, like Ted. It's just like it's a weird day. It's a weird day. Have the girls do a trial on their own hair so Bridezilla can see. Kristen, that's a brilliant idea. But they've tried to negotiate, and it just has been, it's her way or the highway right now. So she's a Bridezilla without the resources to be a Bridezilla, which is just so much worse. Hatter dropping the $5 super on the YouTube side says it's one thing splitting things between the bride and the bridesmaids. However, if they can't afford it, you are not allowed to complain about it. Blech. Agreed. This is just a shitty thing to do to people. Here's an update. Update! I managed to find out the stylist, and with a little investigative work, I can confirm that this hairstylist does actually charge $150 per person for soft waves for bridal events. Wedding tax as without the bridal aspect, she only charges $70. I feel better knowing that I wasn't being scammed into paying for the bride's hair. Oop, didn't even think about that. However, it makes even less sense why she wouldn't let us opt out of getting our hair done. I have also compared this cost with a few other salons, and she's about $50 over the normal cost for soft waves. Still doesn't change the fact that I don't want to pay. That's the update. So the update, it doesn't get any better. It's like either she knows this person and was like, oh, hey, I can just, yeah, why don't you just do the bridesmaids? They're going to pay for their own. So charge whatever you want. You know what I mean? Not cool. Callie, yeah, it's funny how people have no problem spending other people's money. Sergeant Max feels like that baby hawk yelling at Foghorn Leghorn. I'm a chicken hawk. I'm a chicken hawk. Overkill, good to see ya. Nameless, yeah, so I didn't even see that, but apparently OP did address it here. So she had that sketchy feeling. And you know what? My God, OP, if you have a hunch that maybe the bride, your friend, is scamming you to make money off of you or to get her hair done for free, you found out that's not the case. But the fact that you had the hunch or you had that fear says a lot about your friendship, does it not? Or at least about who this person is. Ugh. Entitled Bridezilla. Yeah. On a budget. She's a bitch on a budget. What's up, Candy Thunder? You know what? I think we need your feedback here. You're tied up?
Yeah.
Okay. A few of us clocked that, Katie. Ugh. It's a bitch on a budget. Yeah, so NTA. It is a confirmed NTA. This is not cool. And I wish I could say drop out, OP, but you're heavily invested into this already, right? So what do? There's no easy way around this. You have somebody who's being completely unreasonable, but you also have 6 bridesmaids here who can form a temporary bridesmaids union and take a stand against her and be like, look, we're not doing this shit. If you like, nobody's going to show up. You can't force us to pay that. You didn't give us time. You didn't give us any kind of feed or input on this. No, just no. We're not doing it. And if you want to kick us out of the wedding for that, that's fine. You can reimburse us for all the shit that you made us buy. That's it. That's the only play that I see accomplishing anything here. That's it. Oh, did we get there?
Yeah.
All right. Yoko, I would love to get to that point to be a bride, just not a bridezilla. Oi. All right, that is an NTA. We'll move on here. I'm gonna get a little bit of this going on for our first goal being achieved here on the TikTok side, which unlocks a Candy Thunder appearance, y'all. We have in particular order here, Shep leading the board on this one. Congrats and thank you very much, Mrs. Alice. Get jazzy on it. A.K. Mary. Procrastinate. Denise Moon. Horn 2010. Mungao. Obscure Exploration. Hanzilu. The Giant Cat Lady. Elise Kutch. Kendra Hammonds. Kel Moshi. TF90. Mama Silver. Big Hearted Bow. Lad Willow. Trixie Witch. Tony Spark, who's probably still a little bit Ted right now. Crystal Stockman. Daisy Desserts. Violet Green, Call Me Gracie, Paisley Heather, Tammy Lee, Kayla C, Sabrina Dynamite, Jackie Kelly, Kelly Knight, Shaz, Crystal Museum Girl, Crafts of Paradise, Rose Madrigal, Candy, CLKB, 95 Summer 07, and Pixie Dust 74. Thank you all so much for the love. We're going to get our next one set up. I hit the wrong button. I'm lost. Where am I going? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're going to unlock a spicy story with the next one. What is it? There we go. Let me click the thing. That is the correct number. Spicy story. Let me pin that real quick. We are going W coins, ladies and gents. W coins. Let's get back to here. And you've unlocked her. Let's bring her up to say hi. You're going to love the sweatshirt. Here she is, ladies and gents. The brand new 2025 model of Candy Thunder.
Hi, everyone.
Do you have a Diet Coke, in fact?
Yeah, I just opened one. Poured it over ice.
I think we should make a modification to the shirt that says I need /have/still need a Diet Coke.
Or a shirt that says there's probably a frozen Diet Coke in my freezer.
An
exploded Diet Coke in my freezer.
Yeah, it's the shrapnel from what was once a Diet Coke.
Yes, exactly. A busted can.
It is, I do have nugget ice in my cup. It's a thing. I didn't know it was such a thing. And then just once you go a nugget ice, you don't go back. It's the best ice. It's
Once
just
you go nugget, you just say fuck it.
Yeah. It's the best ice. My brother got me this as my Christmas present. Yeah, it's so funny, my out of office hat. As I walk into my office.
But technically, we're closed today. Paula, thank you so much for the SEK 20. Says, hope you all start 2025 in a great way. Ditto. Thank you so much.
We started about the same way as 2024 in a frantic mad dash to run 17 different places.
Yeah.
We're just basically a taxi for the next 4 months.
I was an Uber driver last night for our own children.
Yeah. For about to drop them all over this area, it was 30 minutes between each spot. It was, It is what it is.
And the only way I could find to make it fun was to let whoever the kid who was getting dropped off next control the music. So we had a very eclectic mix. Very.
Obscure, I love that. I didn't have a big sister, so I love that. Someone was asking about the dynamics of our siblings last night at the...
You didn't have a big sister?
No, I mean, I wasn't a big sister.
Oh,
so
I'm you.
No, I have. I said
sister.
that wrong. I'm sorry, Sarah. My sister was older, so I couldn't be like an older sister to a sister. That's what I was trying to say. I don't have a younger sister. My God, that was hard. Y'all.
Hey, just in case anybody was wondering, words are still hard in 2025. That ain't changing.
Yeah. It was funny.
You were never a big sister.
Yes, I was never a big sister. That's what I was trying to say. Dear Lord. Sorry. James, I'm sorry.
This is where we're at today. This is where we're at.
No, so it's I always wanted to be a big sister. It's not the same being a big sister to a younger brother as it is having a big sister. Because you idolize your big sister. You want to be like them. You want to touch all their things. My sister did not like that. I was just young enough under her to be annoying, I think. We weren't close enough in age to really bond over things because she would be 16 and I'm 12. So there was a...
Navy Thunder definitely idolizes her older sisters, though.
100%. She fights with Ava because her and Ava are basically the same person. And so they butt heads. And she adores Kieran because Kieran is, what would you say?
Kieran will let Navy boss her around.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. She's amenable.
I was going to say soft-spoken.
She's amenable. Had her with the $5 super on the YouTube side says story spoiler alert. Dusty is having a hard time to read words.
Yes.
Indeed.
It's in New Year's Day. A pushover. She is a little bit of a pushover. She's not, and she is. There's she has her things, and I think Navy is one of them. I'm Kieran, it's okay to say no.
Yes, we tell her that often.
And I'm it's actually good for her to hear that she doesn't get everything she wants. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't always get what you want.
All right.
We just need to start looping that at the house.
Yeah. Oh, I walked out a world where Ava is watching Navy, who didn't want me to leave, and
oh boy,
and Navy thinks she's in charge, but I have to tell her that Ava's in charge, and I'm so I messaged him, and I'm we've got 2 hours and counting. That's it. I'm this. It's a ticking time bomb at home.
Okay, heard. Be doing a nap today. That's for sure. Be doing a nap. She picks her battles. Yeah, she does. And probably just needs to pick more. But she's got some things that are sacred to her.
The sadness will reach her eyes.
The sadness will reach her eyes.
Oh, it did. She was sitting in the corner and she said, "Don't look at me."
Don't look at me. Or look directly at me. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll dive into our next story here. The W coin goal is damn near met already, folks. So we're going to unlock that spicy story. Let's dive into our next one here. Hello there. I have another story for you. This is Am I the Astronaut for having my daughter watch over her brothers at the mall. Okay. Well, at the surface, that feels pretty harmless. Let's go ahead and start an official poll for it, though. Am I the astronaut for having my daughter watch over her brothers at the mall? I'm going to stick with this without further context. There could be a lot of things that make this not okay, but it feels like there's a lot more things that make it perfectly acceptable. So we'll see, but I'm going NTA on a gamble. I'm starting 2025 with faith in humanity. Let's see if they let me down today. Pick your nose, pick your battles, and pick your friends.
I was like, Navy does 2 of the 3.
She doesn't pick her battles. She just fights them all.
Yes.
All of them.
All the battles.
All with the ferocity of Braveheart. So like, you may take my life, but you will not take my tablet.
It's not even that, just telling her anywhere.
It's yeah, anytime she just doesn't get to do what she wants to do or have what she wants to have, that's a struggle for her right now. She's learning. Title was, Am I the Gas Cut Up for Having My Daughter Watch Over Her Brothers at the Mall? NTA won, not by a landslide this time. ESH was right behind it. Y'all are smart, and you're probably right with an ESH, but we'll find out. I'm 45 female, a mom to 4 kiddos. JC, 21 female, Kylie, 16 female, James, 8 male, and Jordan, 6 male. Kylie, James, and Jordan are the kids involved with this. So Kylie's 16, James and Jordan are 8 and 6. Kylie and I had originally planned a mommy-daughter day at the mall, and my husband was going to take James and Jordan to his work for the day. However, once James and Jordan realized we were going to the mall, they begged to come and no longer wanted to go with their dad to his work. There was no convincing...
There's a lot of names.
There were... Sorry. The words are hard button is not getting pressed yet because I know it's going to get worse. There was no convincing them, so I agreed, and Kylie was upset because it was supposed to just be us two. We got to the mall, and I wanted to check out Bath & Body Works, but James and Jordan wanted to go to the arcade and toy stores. I asked Kylie to take them there so I could go myself to B&BW. None of my kids can really go in there because they all get migraines from the smells. She tried to argue out of it, but I threatened to take them all home, and I'll tell her brothers it was because of her. She reluctantly agreed, and I gave them cash to split. I have to admit, I think I got much more done bringing them all here and having Kylie watch them than I would had I only brought Kylie and went around with her the whole day. I ended up shopping at a few stores and scored some pretty good after Christmas deals. We met up again and Kylie was upset because apparently she wasn't allowed to go into the stores she wanted to because her brothers were too loud and she didn't want to get kicked out. I was already ready to go and didn't want to stay any longer, so I told her we could come back another time. She was upset and wouldn't speak the entire way home.
Yeah, you don't say.
I can visualize this
This is shitty, Mom.
to a T. When we got home, she told me she wanted the day to just be for us and that she didn't have any fun. I told her that life doesn't always go as planned and told her that I felt the same as a parent going shopping before she matured. She is still upset with me and thinks I purposefully sabotaged our mommy-daughter day. My husband said I was an asshole, but otherwise won't get involved. Was I the asshole?
Yes.
Well, your husband says you're the asshole, but otherwise won't get involved. Okay, here's the problem, and I want to scroll back up to just verify this. It's the mommy-daughter day thing, right? Kylie and I had originally planned a mommy-daughter day at the mall. Okay, that was the plan. And where you fucked up here, Mom, is that never once did you communicate to her that there was going to be a direct deviation from this plan. It was a mommy-daughter day, and then all of a sudden the boys want to come along. You say there was no negotiating, no combating this. Well, they're 8 and 6, so there was. The word no does exist, and even worse than giving in to the tirade or them just demanding to get their way and giving into it, you did that at the expense of another child. You doing this caused damage. You took from one to give to another. That's problematic. Big time. That's not okay. And I think that was the first part where you went wrong for me. There were 9 additional steps where you continued to choose wrong. It was first, I want to go in this one store, so please take your brothers over here because you guys can't go in here. Just watch them while I do this one thing. You ended up going to a few stores, which means you probably went to 8. So she was stuck with her brothers for a long time and could not do anything at all that she wanted to do. She worked the whole time you were getting shit done. And I understand as a parent, like having the skies clear and having the ability to get shit done is a rarity, right? So you took advantage of it. But again, you took from one of your children, this time to give to yourself. So you took from her to give to them, and then you took from her to give to you. And you don't know why she was upset. What do you think, Candy Thunder? Come on up. Come on up, Tater. I was trying to imagine, and it wasn't very hard. Like if we had done this to our teen daughters, yeah, they would have been justifiably irate.
Yeah. I think I think it is super important to prioritize the needs of your child. Not every single thing that they request, but you have a 16-year-old daughter who wants to spend the day with you, and you threw that away because you were unable to tell your 6 and 8-year-old no. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. And then when your 16-year-old was like, I really want to do this thing, and fought back, and you're like, we're going to leave and I'll tell them it's your fault. And so you doubled down, which for me sends you directly to ASCON 1.
Do it, President.
Like,
do it.
That blaming your 16-year-old for the fact that her day got ripped out from underneath her to watch her brothers is... One, if you go to the mall with all of your kids, you don't get to go to the stores that you want to go to. You're choosing to be a parent in that moment. And so if your kids can't go into Bath and Body Works, like, that's a want, not a need. Like, you have to prioritize what you're doing in that moment. If you wanted to go to the mall by yourself, then go at a time that your husband can take care of the boys. Like, something, but don't put that on your 16-year-old. And I'm not saying that you have to always give in to your kids what they want every single time, but it is important to build a relationship with them to show that they're a priority to you. And you did not do that in this moment. You did the complete opposite of that. You prioritized your own needs ahead of theirs, which is fine sometimes. But in this moment, you made your daughter take the brunt of everything and had a day at the mall. And that's super shitty when you promised her the opposite.
Even if this wasn't a pre-planned mommy-daughter day, you'd still be an asshole here for springing it on her last minute and then taking advantage of her. The fact that you made it a mommy-daughter day made it worse. And then the fact that when she had a problem with it afterward, you
blamed
blackmailed
her. Yeah.
It just makes it even worse. So this was incredibly selfish.
100%. You took advantage of the situation. There was no reason that you can't tell. We do things individually with our kids, and there's no reason. Like, I would not allow, even if Navy wanted to go with him and Brady to go do this thing, and they had already planned this thing, I wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow it, because you have to build one-on-one relationships with your children. You have to build that family relationship with your children, and they have to feel important. And that's how we run our lives. And again, we don't always put the needs of our kids ahead of our own, but I want them to feel like important human beings in our family. And this is not the way to do it.
She feels right now, or after that busted trip to the mall, she feels like a prisoner with a job.
Now, this woman wrote Parentification, how to do it firsthand at the mall. Parentification here. I guarantee you she's watching those boys a lot more at home too. If mom felt it was so easy to throw money at them and send them away while she got to shop, like.
Also,
I don't know.
I think we know this person.
I'm not sure. Is it the one
gender of the 16-year-old
we just had this discussion.
is not correct, but I think we know this person.
We had this discussion about. I feel like if you promise your kid something, you definitely need to follow through with that promise. And if you can't, if something happens, understandable, explain it to your kid and make a plan to commit that or to keep that promise, whatever the new plan looks like. But not doing that makes them feel not like a human being, not that their needs matter. Like, and you're not building a relationship for the future with your child by doing this, because at 16 you want to build that relationship that matters in the future when they leave your home. Like if you want them to still see you and talk to you and have contact with you, like this is not the way to do it. This is the way to do it with low contact, and she'll be gone.
Also, you're training your child how they deserve to be treated in general.
Right.
So when they get into a relationship and you don't understand how they're still with this incredibly terrible person who just treats them like garbage and has no value for them,
Yeah.
the answer's in the mirror.
You're telling her what to expect out of life. And I think that's a really good thing. That's a really good point in making sure that you prioritize the needs of your kids. And like I said, not all of them, because some of them are going to be unrealistic, but to make sure that they know that they matter.
Yeah.
And so that when they go out into this world, they keep the circle around them that also shows them that they matter. Teach them what to expect.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
You had this conversation recently too. Like you're never going to be able to put like your wishes or your thoughts in your child's head, but you're always going to like wish and hope that they knew what they were worth.
Right.
That they knew that they were worth being treated, not just well, but glowingly.
Cherished. I mean, taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
Much better word than glowingly. I don't know where that came from.
I think kids that are cherished, kids that grow up knowing that their needs were met and that they had, prioritized like things from their parents that they wouldn't, that this woman is not giving hers. Like they're going to grow up to be whole adults and happy adults and understand like things about the world. So
Right.
I don't know.
So Jenny with the ice cream cone said, I need to correct myself on parentification. And I want to address this real quick because it's really easy to feel guilty as a parent for asking your kids to pitch in and help with things anytime you ask, right? And it's easy to feel like, am I asking too much of them? Yeah, absolutely. It is great to involve your kids in getting things done and in helping with the family, right?
Yeah.
However, it is not okay to treat them like an employee or a prisoner with a job and approach it that way. You can't rely on them to do that, but teach them. And,
yes, exactly.
And when you do need them and you're understanding that it is like a selfish need, like make it worth their time somehow. So reward them somehow. And and they will do that. They will do that because they want to be rewarded. Like it builds a system where work equals reward. And there's this understanding of, yes, I understand that I'm not going to force you to do this. I can't force you to do it, but I can make it worth your time.
Ava, who, so Kieran and Brady were with us for like a week and a half over Christmas break. And then they went back with their mom today. Ava is still with us, and I picked her up from her friends, and I was like, hey, and we've already talked about this, but I'm like, I need you for 2 hours to help me with Navy. And so she saw this new shirt that I got hanging on the laundry room door, and I do pay them for watching Navy because
it's a job.
It's a job.
We'd have to pay it if they said no.
Yes.
So.
And but she saw the shirt hanging there, and she's like, I was like, that's my new shirt. The tags are still on it. And then I was like, I'll tell you what, you do this for me, and you can wear my new shirt to your friend dinner tonight. Rip the tags off. You can wear it first. I don't care. And she was happy with that. Like smile on her face, good to go. It was just like the funniest
one of the
thing.
Shirts I got you for Christmas?
No, it's one of the ones that just came in the mail from the coupon purchase.
Kid. She's hilarious.
It was funny.
And
She's examining it, and I'm like, I know you want to wear it. It's her style.
I pay her to wrap Christmas gifts for her mom that I get, or that I and the kids get for her mom every year. And now she's at the age where like she examines everything that she's wrapping up so that she knows what she's going to steal and or request to wear after everything gets opened up. She's like, oh yeah, I already know it's that one.
And Kieran walked out of the house last night and a pair of my leggings and my coat that went with the leggings. And I'm like, I love it though. I like sharing clothes with them. I don't mind. Except when they don't return them.
I get hand-me-down shoes from Brady, the youngest boy now. Like this kid's gonna end up being 6'4" plus. It's wild. It is wild. Say coupon. It's an ongoing thing. It's not all Americans say coupon. It'd be an interesting thing to do a poll. Maybe that's the next QOD, and we'll do a poll, and we'll figure out how many are on each side. So this one, am I the astronaut for having my daughter watch over her brothers at the mall? We went to ask on one on, and it wasn't just because of the title alone, right? Again, if this was approached completely differently, it could be a completely harmless thing. All the things that could make it not okay were present here. Would have been even worse for me. One of the things I was thinking that could have made it worse is if the little brothers were really little, baby toddler age, because that's more work to be able to watch over them. There's no independence there, right? So that could have made it even worse. But this is your daughter is going to feel worthless in general until she's treated differently, which is tough. Like, you're going to set the tone for how she's going to demand to be treated for her entire life. So fix that. And stop doubling down on your assholishness, please. Stop. Ugh. It's like she went in one store.
I gotta have you add mod on TikTok. I'm by myself. I can't pay attention to stories and mod.
Okay.
Can you do that from your studio?
Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna go do some music real quick. I've got to get a mod added on the TikTok side because it's running rampant. So give me just 1 second. We'll get some music rocking.
The effulgent one is gonna help.
Okay. Let me get that rocking real quick. Here we go. If I can get chat to stay still.
Add mod.
Boom.
Okay. Thank you, the effulgent one. Thank you for.
Yeah, Beer Today says he's on it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's already a mod.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually do it in chat now. You can the 3 dots next to them in chat. At least
Well,
on.
I can.
Yeah. Merci beaucoup. La service est compris. Okay. There we go. I had to click one more button to get you there, but we're good. We're good. Thanks so much.
Looks like all my mods went to you.
It's January 1st. It's like, it's the day when nobody's supposed to be working, right? And since we went subscribers only on the YouTube side, it is so much more chill there. Like the Menace, the Dennis the Menace that we had before.
Not members only.
It's subscribers only, not members only, subscribers only. Yeah. And how YouTube and TikTok call those two things like opposing names drives me bonkers. Hey, Joanne with Heart Puff, thanks so much. Melissa Munson, welcome to the Gosh Heckett fam. Angela, Catriana, Jen here, Janie B727, Friendly Neighborhood Tim, Mama Says So, Bree, Emmy Castro, Jamie, Captain Morgan. These are emojis. I can't tell what they are. With the ice cream cone and the snowflake keychain, thanks so much for that. Christian Museum Girl, user 15244, lots of numbers there. Julie, CKTV123, Christian Museum Girl, Vicky, Alice, Hootie Owls, Fierce, Fabulous, 40 Mama, Trisha, G, Jen Rose, thanks so much for the love. We did we did achieve the W coin goal as well. If I can get a listy list there. Yes, ma'am. And we're gonna go this mode for this. Oh, it's happening. All right, in particular order here. Get jazzy on it. Led the board. Thanks so much. Crystal Mulkey, Mrs. Alice, J. Richards, Overkill Mill, Procrastinate, Kendra Hammonds, Trisha G, The Giant Cat Lady, A.K. Mary Horn, Janice C. 2014. There's another window that pops up right over here that you have to click confirm on. Lost My Place. Janice C. 2014, Trixie Witch, Tori Clark, Big Hearted Bo, Elise Kutch, Stormy. Hey, Stormy. It's a good name. Niche, Jane Owen, Daisy Desserts, Obscure Exploration, Fierce and Fabulous 43, Paisley Heather, Shep, Spoons Required, Mandy Chastain, Callie Knight, Julie Jules, Vita Green, Candy CLKB, Hootie Owls, Sunless Healer, 95 Summer 07, Jerry Lee Go Forth, and Shaz. Thanks so much for the love. I'm gonna get the next one set up. We did unlock a spicy story with that one, y'all. Spicy story time? My goodness. Also, fear.
I was like, I didn't know which way to look.
Fierce Fabulous and 43. I remember seeing your username when it was Fierce Fabulous and 40. Am I crazy? Yeah, it hasn't been that long. That's wild. So wild. Okay, the next one is going to unlock a unique Best of Redditor update story and candy thoughts. Candy thoughts. Thoughts are a hard thing to come by.
I love when
Today.
likes and ums.
Gosh. Oh, candy thoughts. Okay, we are going for what? Tony Spark is, he still produced the show, even though he's not here today. He pre-produced the show and handed it over to us. So we're able to pull this off because of Tony Spark today. Big love for Tony Spark. Big love. You'll never get this. Let me pin this one real quick. Come on now. Pin it. Pinned. Paper cranes, y'all. Paper cranes. Denny Crane. No, hang on. No. I saw Ann Bracker's question. How did Dusty handle everything on his own before Candy started joining him when the shop is closed? I don't know, honestly. I just winged it. But she would typically be modding from home. And so she would send me chat messages that I would see on my phone right in front of me, or she'd still be a mod. So she'd still be on. So I was never really alone. But there was no one to stop me from being a fool, like in here, in this building, in this space. In this space. Okay. Spicy story has been unlocked. Let me find it, and then we're going to rock and roll. There we go. We're already at 67 of 175 on those paper cranes. Holy cow. All right. It is time for one of these. Spicy story time. You'll need a big glass of water. It'd be like that salsa at your dad's birthday dinner last night, or the sauce that came with my street tacos. I took one taste and I was like, oh, yep, we're not doing that tonight. Title of this story is, Am I the Astronaut for trying to get a coworker fired for having a service dog? Oh, no. Woof.
Where's Angel?
Where is Angel? Have we seen Angel today? Poll has started. TikTok side, YouTube, or interactive poll is now live on the TikTok side. YouTube side, please vote with a comment. Title again, Am I the Astronaut for trying to get a coworker fired for having a service dog? I mean, when you say it like that, you say you're trying to get them fired for having a service dog? Not because of a problem with their service dog. No, it's just the fact that they have a service dog is why you're trying to get them fired. And yeah, that's some spicy asshole behavior, that's sure. That's what would have happened had I had that sauce. ASCON 1. ASCON 1. Sergeant Mac. Don't even need to hear the story. ASCON 1, motherfucker. Maybe it's a fake service dog. It could be. Like it's a teacup. It's a teacup chihuahua that lives in a purse, but it's my service animal. I mean, if it was some kind of situation like that where they were abusing the role or lying, then that's one thing. But just for having a service animal generally?
If it was a service animal, it would just stay with them and wouldn't bother anyone.
Right.
It would be very much just at their feet.
Yep. And the poll ended up heavily ASCON 1. Oh my. All right, let's dive into it. Last summer, my employer hired someone new. On her second day here, she shows up with a dog, telling everybody on our shift it's her service dog. I personally don't like dogs at all, and honestly, this girl doesn't even look like she's sick or disabled.
Yes, because invisible disabilities aren't a thing. Asshole. Oh my god.
Hold up. Okay. There are 3 flags on the play, all against the defense. First flag, I don't like dogs at all, and this girl doesn't even look like she's sick or disabled. You get a flag for each of those. 3 flags down on the ground already. 100-yard penalty. You lose. Our manager told us that he told her she could bring it in, but he didn't bother asking our shift for our approval about it. So we all feel blindsided. And I told him none of us are going to work with her or train her, and there will be problems if he lets her keep bringing the dog. The dog was huge and looked like a police dog, not even the right breed for a service dog, and it mostly just laid under her desk the whole time. I'm so confused about how this has got to be rage bait, right? It's got to be rage bait. It's fucking working. Have you ever encountered somebody that could possibly be this dumb?
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, there are people this dumb out there. There really are. I don't think service dogs don't have to be a specific breed, and you talking about this like you know is a problem.
Although this story is 4 years old.
It is 4 years old? Okay. And saying, also the service dog just like mostly laid under her desk. What did you think this service dog was going to do? You thought it was going to go make her fucking coffee? Bring it back?
But that's what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. What do you think a service dog does? Bitch. She told another employee that she has him for PTSD and said she has heart problems. She looks like she's only maybe 25 or so and doesn't look like she did any military service. And I personally think she's lying about everything and is not all there in the head.
Because PTSD is only related to the military.
How does this person have a job, y'all? How's this? Okay. Working with someone like that worries us. Most of our shift and night shift wrote emails to our manager saying that we didn't want the dog here and had concerns working with someone like her, but he wouldn't listen to us and said the dog has a right to be here? ? He likes dogs, so of course he doesn't care. There's more. I'm going to read the rest of this, but I just have to make this disclaimer right now. Like every fucking word you say, OP, is wrong. Your worldview is through the view of your asshole, and I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know how you could be so wrong about so many things, and then, plot twist, she works with a full fucking shift of people that all agree. Where is this business? I need to know so I can avoid it at all costs forever. I don't care if it's a chain with 3,000 locations. One of them's this one. Never going to another one again. Finding out that she's this dumb is one thing. Finding out she works on a team of people who are all unanimously, ridiculously ridiculous is flattering my guests. Don't understand. Had her drop in the 10, says Karen. Just because she is not in the military or a certain age does not mean she cannot have a service dog. A dear friend of mine has one for her diabetes. Like, just what? Oh, also, I have some supers to catch up on the YouTube side. I see you. I'll revisit that after we get through this story. None of us on that shift want to be around a nasty dog all day, so we made several complaints to his boss and to HR, and she went on leave for a good month before coming back without the dog. Manager moved her to another shift, and I'm skeptical if it was even a real service dog at all, if she can come back without it. Plus, she didn't even have it on the first day she worked with us. However, just a few days ago, she showed up with it again. The other shift doesn't seem to care about it, but sometimes there's overlap once or twice a month where she could be on our shift, and I do not want to work with a dog or a brain-damaged girl. This is the worst person on the planet. We immediately complained again about it being there, and she said that her accommodation to have the dog was approved by HR and says she wouldn't need it with her all the time, but just on some days when she was in bad shape, whatever that means. Probably whenever she's going to be in your fucking proximity, bizzo. I think she's faking. She does not look sick at all. There are a lot of words happening here, and all of them are saying the same thing. I know nothing, but have opinions on everything. No matter what we do, management isn't on our side. Even though our manager's boss agrees with us, I don't think so. HR doesn't and seems to be on her side, which is really infuriating. Our shift threatened that we'd have to quit if she was allowed to keep the dog with her at work, and we've expressed we refuse to work with her because of it and told HR that we have people in here with dog phobia or allergies or basically anything we could come up with to get rid of her, but they don't care. Am I the astronaut for wanting her removed? Nobody except a couple people on her new shift even like her, and we don't want to have to work in the same place as a dog. Yeah, you're the asshole. That's putting it lightly. You're a whole team of assholes, and you're not even just a little bit an asshole. You're not even a non-evil asshole. You're a spicy Roy D. Mercer riddled asshole. No amount of preparation H can unblister the kind of asshole that you are. It is entirely possible that this is rage bait. Let's just put that out there right now, because every single fucking word out of OP's mouth is just terrible and wrong. But it's also completely feasible that this shit is real because these people exist. There are people in the world this terrible and this ignorant, working on teams of people just like them. And that, my friends, is terra-fucking-fying. What do you think, Tater? Would you like to come out and talk about it for a second? There's I can't go down a list of everything that OP's wrong about in here because it's all of it. All of it. All of it. All of it.
That voice scared me.
Did you want to use it again later?
Nope. Nope. Put the fear of God in me. One, it could be rage bait, but people people act like this. They do exist. And there are people that don't understand that disabilities are invisible. Just because you can't see something with your own eyes does not mean that it does not exist. And also, if I was in HR, I would fire this person and keep the dog and hire more dogs, because this person doesn't deserve to be above a dog.
Hire a dog to replace this bitch.
Yep, 100%.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. There is the fact, and I know that people don't understand. One, PTSD is not synonymous with only the military. The marriage. Military.
The married.
PTSD can happen to anyone, and there are a multitude of reasons why that could happen. But people pretend like if they can't see something, then it must not exist. If I can't see it, then learn. Fucking learn. Do some self-reflection and learn more about invisible disabilities on your own so that you understand what people are going through, so that you understand that not everybody is the same way. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody talks like you. Not everyone acts like you. And there could be 100 different reasons why those things exist. But looking at things from other people's points of view, instead of just your narrow-minded bullshit excuse of a brain, would do this person justice. Would do this person so much. They would have such a easier, less aggressive life if they actually reflected and took the time to learn about other people.
Or at bare fucking minimum, if you're not going to go to the lengths to educate yourself, don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's easy.
Yep.
Don't have an opinion. I don't know enough to have an opinion about this topic. Repeat after me. Try it out.
Susan, she said it's not the 20th century anymore. We had to put up with this shit in the 80s and 90s because boomers sucked. But most of people learned and became understanding. Yeah, there's a huge shift, but there's also still people who believe that if they can't see it, it doesn't exist. Just because somebody doesn't need a wheelchair or isn't walking with a limp doesn't mean that they don't have something going on that you can't see. And if people, it really pisses me off that people can't grasp that. And that is not, this story is from 4 years ago. It's not just this story. You see it in your everyday life. You see it all the time. And like neurodivergency, like all of those things, there's so many different things that we're tuning into. Like people are understanding other people better, but they're still human beings that just fucking suck.
Yeah. I would say, and I want to throw a flag here for a second, because this is not a boomer issue.
No, it's not a boomer issue. This is a people issue.
And it I get concerned a little bit when I see that word being thrown around a lot, like fucking boomers or whatever. There is, of course, always going to be a generational transition and understanding, right? We know more now. And we have seen, like, every generation understands more and learns more, and that is always going to be the case.
Right.
This isn't something we can blame on the boomers.
No.
This is something that has always been a problem, and we're better about now.
No,
because we're more educated now.
My parents are both boomers, and they're open-minded. They're not closed-minded. Mm-hmm. They don't look at things like this and only accept their point of view. And I think it's people unwilling to change. And if you don't bend, you're gonna break. And the hatred flows out. Like I don't know. Your parents are boomers, and they are understanding and want to see things from a different point of view. So it's a people issue. Yeah, it's a people issue. And this could be fake. This could be rage bait, and it could be someone who's telling this from somebody who has a disability and writing what happened to them. Like, we don't know, but we do know that this type of shit happens. And also,
Bay Fox, you got a coworker complain about your cane being in the way?
Dear God. That's someone with too much time on their hands.
You're like, well, look, it's one of these canes that has like the sword built in. You're like, well, if I do this, it's not so much in the way, is it?
God, that is just like people, what did you say? People seeking to find a problem will always find it.
Yes.
If you want to be offended, you're going to be offended.
Pain and problems. Real easy to find.
You asked, like, your QOD was resolutions, and mine is more self-reflection, less narrow-mindedness, see things from other people's point of view. Yeah. You can still believe in what you want to believe in, but open up your mind to see if you could learn something. That's me. That's 2025.
Hey-o. I like it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the always wise and Diet Coke fueled Candy Thunder. You're like, okay, it's nap time. It's nap time. Yeah, we need to call it out when we see it too. Agreed, Megan. And there's risk involved, of course, always, right? There's always going to be risk involved. But when we have the opportunity to teach, we should. That said, we also have to be self-aware enough to only teach when we know what we're talking about. Unlike OP, right? If you don't know, don't have an opinion. Okay, we'll go and we made the official ask on one determination, but this is just a DFHB fail, right? This is somebody who is severely lacking in all of the tools needed to be a DFHB. Like, predestined for villainy? I don't know. Katie, I'm suspicious of people who don't like dogs, but I always trust a dog when it doesn't like a person.
Maybe doesn't like dogs.
She doesn't dislike dogs.
She prefers cats.
I think she fights the dogs for affection is the issue. They're competition. She doesn't dislike them.
She likes it when we call Luna a horse.
Yeah. Luna is a horse.
Yeah.
An emotional support bear, obscure. I love it. I love it.
Here today is an emotional support peacock.
Yeah. A monkey. A poo-throwing monkey. Attacked by a peacock? What?
Didn't you say something happened?
No, okay.
With a peacock at the zoo?
Quick story, and then we'll dive over to our next story. When Caden Thunder was like 4, We were at the zoo in Springfield, Missouri, I think. And there was some commotion, so we walked over to where the commotion was, and it was a male peacock, full feathered, approaching a female peacock, and he started shaking his feathers, which apparently hypnotizes them so he can run up and knock her down and do his business. And I'm like, oh, turn away, child. Oh my. Did not realize, like, we all got hypnotized and stunned too until it was very aggressive. It's like the whole peacock feather thing. Like, it all changed after that. A little scarred. Little scarred. All right, here we go. Next story. We're on to the next normal one now, I believe. 3. Thank you. Thanks, Tater. Appreciate that. Oh, before we do that, I do have to give a little bit of thanks here because we've missed some supers on the YouTube side. We were very involved in that story. It was bonkers. Trisha Quinn dropped the $5 super set. I think you need a whole new level on the Ascon scale for this. We've talked about it. It's going to be black hole. It's going to happen. Paula dropped the SEK fit. He said, this has to be rage bait, but people are this ignorant. I got PTSD by the age of 8. Yeah, it's one or the other. And again, even if it is, it's a story that we can learn from, right? Angel of Chaos Gremlin, member for 1 month, says there's so much wrong with this, Karen. What the fuck? Agreed. Faith reacts with the $5 super set. Horses can even be a service animal. Plus, you want a big dog as a service dog. There's an equine therapy center, like not too far from here. And it's a super cool thing. We've done some documentary video work for them. How to drop in the 10 says, Karen, just because she is not in the military or a certain age does not mean she cannot have a service dog. Dear friend of mine. Oh, we read that one. Okay, there were more behind that I had missed. Sorry. I want to make sure I get you thanked here. Can I not go back that far? Piss. Okay. I may need to see if you can find it. Okay. All right, we'll dive over to the next story here. Oh, are you able to see them? Yes?
Oh, I think you got it.
Did I?
Did you miss it? Those are the 2 above Mad Hatter.
No, but Brett, I did see you up there. Member for 15 months says, Happy New Year, Thunderheads. Thanks so much for the love. This one I don't think I saw. Faith reacts with 5 says,
Oh, that's from the first one.
Oh, the daughter's mom just wanted to show that the boys are more important than her. Agreed. It sucks. It sucks bad. Thank you guys so much for the supers. Greatly appreciate the love. Wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on you there. Yeah. Hey, Bat Stardust, welcome to the Gosh Hackin' fam. And we'll get the TikTok side caught up here momentarily. But let's dive into a story. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Allowing My Mom to Stay Another Week After Her Pipes Burst Just Before Christmas? Okay, we'll do a poll for this one. Reading the title again. Am I the astronaut for not allowing my mom to stay another week after her pipes burst just before Christmas? I don't know. Man, context is going to be everything here. Going middle of the road, ask on 3. We'll see what happens in the meantime. Barnyard B, Nicole Yoakum, Renee, Angela, Bat Stardust, Katriana, Angela again there with the team cheers. Thanks so much for that. Nicole Yoakum, Crafts of Paradise, Lisa Knott, Bat Stardust again, Food DJ with the Paper Crane, Janice 2014, Adele McFadden, Blessing Love, Saucy Vorito, Renee, welcome to the Gosh Hackin' fam. Glad to have you. Cake the Road dropping a bunch of Paper Cranes. Thanks so much for the love. Looks like NTA's eking ahead here. We've got 10 seconds left. Am I the astronaut for not allowing my mom to stay another week after her pipes burst just before Christmas? I mean, she's got nowhere to go. That could easily be an asshole-y thing. ESH is everybody sucks here. And I'm like right back to forgetting about it. And confetti cannon achieved? Hell yeah. Y'all are awesome. Remind me. We'll knock that out after the story. Okay, NTA took the cake on this one, but not by a ton. ESH was nipping at its heels. 38 female, I am celebrating Christmas with my mom, 68 female, my brother, 47 male, and his family. My mom flew in from out of state, and we are driving to a meetup location to spend time with my brother's family, a place in the mountains we all enjoy just for the holidays. All of us live hours away, our mom being the furthest on the opposite coast. My brother and I are several hours away by car. This year, we received the bad news that while my mom has been at my place, her pipes froze and flooded her basement. She is upset, understandably. I helped her get everything started and have her insurance, a cleanup team, and a general contractor all working on her place while she was with me. She then broached the topic that she wanted to extend her week to stay 2 weeks or more. I said, no, I need to get back to my regular routine and get ready to return to work. She's welcome to stay here as originally planned, which is until Saturday. Then she said she may ask to ride back with my brother and his family to their home in another state, opposite direction than mine. She refused to ask him until Christmas, so I gave my brother a heads up last night so he has a chance to speak with his wife. That'd be a shitty thing to spring on you on Christmas. It would be a great gift for you to get me. I also told him that he's under no obligation to say yes, as she's still welcome to stay with me until Saturday, and her insurance company will be footing the bill for most of her stay at a hotel and meals. If her residence is uninhabitable, which we don't know at this time. Okay, glad that was addressed, because I was thinking, well, yeah, if insurance is involved here, they're likely going to foot the bill for her staying at a hotel or wherever she's going to stay if she can't stay at home. He told me he didn't have room to take her back with him, 3 people in his car and no room for a 4th, assuming the luggage is the issue, that I should let her stay with me because she's lonely. I told him I understood that, but I'm not wrong for wanting to cap my time with her at the 1 week originally planned. He had left that text on send. My mom can be a challenging personality, and with this unfortunate development, she's even more difficult. I love my mom, but I'm tired. I want my house back and don't want to be criticized or complained at. I refuse to allow my lonely mother to extend her stay with me, despite the recent damages to and unknown state of her home. Am I the astronaut for prioritizing my space and my personal downtime over my mother's emotional needs? Okay. Dr. Sweets, yeah. Here, Mom, we got you this nice sweater. Oh, thank you. I'd prefer to stay with you at your house forever. Mi casa e su casa. Su casa e mi casa. Julie, NTA repairs are underway. Insurance is covering it. Mom is being difficult. OP is good. Not the asshole for doing this, right? I don't think you're doing this is a malicious thing. I don't think you are trying to inflict any kind of pain. I think you have boundaries, and you have boundaries because of your relationship with your mom up until this point. You have boundaries, and that's okay. You had an original agreement. That's okay. Yes, things went sideways on her end. I don't think you have an obligation to let her stay. However, I would probably do it differently. If it was a family member, regardless of if it was going to inconvenience me, I might say, like, let's wait and see what insurance says or what the adjuster says about it being inhabitable or not. Let's start there, okay? And if it's not, sure. But maybe not 2 weeks, maybe 1 more week to give you time to figure out where you're going to stay and get stuff there and blah, blah, blah. There's a negotiation that could be had there. And I think that's what I would do. Not that it's what OP should do, but it is what OP could do. I'm at a 4 here. It's an ASCON 4, not the asshole, just could do it differently, but she's got boundaries, and she's got boundaries for a reason. We didn't really get into what those are or why they exist, but She chose to respect her own boundaries and choose her own mental health. And I don't see anything wrong with that at all. It could have been done differently to be a little more of a relationship olive branch. Not should have, but could have.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get my mom to move in.
You're trying to get your mom to move in with us?
I'm like, what if I build your house?
Hey, someday, we want to, build some studio space. And we have the home studio set up, which is like a tiny little home office / bedroom that we've turned into. But eventually we want to have someday an official studio with a mother-in-law suite over the top. It'd be perfect. Ooh, Risa, you feel like a Mack truck ran you over? I think a lot of people are probably feeling that way today. Cake the Rogue, I can only take my father for so long. I get it. People have boundaries when it comes to, how long you're going to be around a family member, and you have those boundaries for a reason. They didn't just magically appear, right? Agreed, Miss Krish. Agreed. It's not an everybody should do. It's a there were other options that could have been explored, and I think OP chose an extreme option, which was just no, not let's wait and see if, not let's not do the time that you're talking about. Let's do a shorter time. There were other options involved that she could have done.
Man, if I lived by myself, I'd be going to a hotel and bougieing it up.
I agreed.
I'm like, if I'm on my own.
But if the issue is that she's lonely, like that's why she doesn't want to go to a hotel and bougie it up. Right?
I think she's unbearable because she's lonely.
She's needy.
Because
Too
she's
needy.
lonely.
Yeah.
And she doesn't realize that she's being unbearable. And it's like,
She's needy, lonely to the point where she's a dingleberry.
yeah, basically.
Yeah. She just won't
Live your life
detach.
for your life.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. It's 4 for me. And I understand not everybody's going to agree with me here. I don't think OP is the asshole. I think there were some other options available that personally I would have explored. 4 for me. All right, we are at 132 of 175 on the paper cranes, which as a reminder will unlock that unique Best of Redditor update story and Candy thoughts. Not feedback, thoughts. So you can only come up and look at the camera.
And just pass my thoughts with my face.
You can move your face and your head, but you can't talk. It's just thoughts, and you all have to like translate what you think she's beaming to you with her eyeballs.
James said that the mother is like Luna, our dog.
Yeah, Luna. Luna's a dingleberry for sure. Luna's an 85-pound piece of fried chicken dingleberry.
She's 81 now.
81 pounds now. Sorry.
She's losing
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah, she's been shitting and vomiting a lot.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Kidding. Okay, here we go on our next story. This one comes from relationships. Oh, AITA relationships. And is titled, Am I the Astronaut? I love my boyfriend, but cannot live with his son anymore. Ah, crap. It's one of these. Blended family drama, which is never easy, right? Or pre-blended family drama. Am I the astronaut? I love my boyfriend, but cannot live with his son anymore. So it sounds like OP is just choosing to leave because they recognize that they weren't good in this blend, which I respect. There's a lot of missing information, which could take it one way or the other. But I'm going to gamble. I'm going to go NTA. It ain't easy. And if it's not for you, I think bowing out rather than trying to make it work and causing damage is probably a smart move.
I'm not doing it yet.
Careful where you point that thing. she's got the confetti cannon. I forgot we were gonna. We will. She was trying to trick me. She said, "I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm not gonna do it yet." She waited for me to look away, and then out of my peripheral here, I see Candy Thunder, slow motion, like jump up like this and take that, and twist it right at me. Kaboom! It was good aim too. It's an even spread in the whole stream area. Well done. Say that again.
I shot my confetti cannon better than Mindy.
It's everywhere. Nah, it's all right. Katie the Red with the $5 super said, you'd think people would learn by now the kids and parents are a package deal. If you don't want to be a step parent, fine, but don't string them along. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, NTA took this one. Let's find out if we're way off. I, female 37, live with my boyfriend, male 47, and his son, male 23. Way different ages than I thought we were going to experience here. Way. From a previous relationship, and I don't know if how I am feeling is out of line. The relationship with my boyfriend is great. However, his son is very disrespectful in tidying up after himself and doesn't listen when asked to tidy up. He's 23. So for example, every time he cooks food in the kitchen, he leaves everything he has used, pots, pans, utensils, piled up in the washing bowl unwashed. Crumbs, food, bits left on the side. He is asked time and time again to clean up after himself, but he doesn't. He just waits until eventually it's been so long that either me or his dad washes them all up because we need to use them. We do all of his washing. I have not once since seen him using the washing machine to wash his clothes or even contribute to helping do the washing. He just piles it up until he barely has anything left to wear. The toilets, he doesn't know the purpose of a toilet brush. Every time he has a shit, sometimes he doesn't flush.
Oh, God.
But on the occasions he remembers where the flusher is, his skid marks are left around the pan. Before I get bashed, I know boys will be boys, but come on, surely this is just common decency for the next person using the bathroom. Although I could go on with the list, the final big thing to me is he uses my toiletries every time he has a shower, without offering to take in turns or replenishing them. He just says, "We're out of conditioner," etc. "Ma, the meatloaf!" So I have resorted to keeping my more expensive toiletries hidden so I can use them when I have a shower. I know I'm putting myself out there for being a terrible person potentially, but he's a grown man. I've spoken to my boyfriend about it, and he understands and also thinks it's disrespectful. He says he has spoken to him, but I do, in my opinion, thinks he gets walked all over. But it is now at a point where I think I'd be happier moving out. I want to stay with my boyfriend, but I also don't want to give him an ultimatum and be a dick between me or his son, because that's an awful behavior from anyone. So I think the most respectful thing to do, rather than bitch and moan all the puzzle time. Sorry. Terrible timing. So I think the most respectful thing to do, rather than bitch and moan all the time, is to take myself out of the situation. Do you think I'm the astronaut if I... Sorry, words are hard. Do you think I'm the astronaut if I propose remaining in my relationship but moving out until his son decides to move out? Then me and my boyfriend can look at living together again? I'm at such a loss of trying to not be a horrible person, but I'm so unhappy, constantly cleaning up and asking for respect.
I would come unglued.
See, I know you would come unglued.
I would come unglued.
She couldn't help herself. She's like, nope, hell nah. What?
You want to watch me unravel? This would be it. This is my head.
Okay, so I need to stage some of these behaviors just to film Candy Thunder's reaction, and there's a whole new series of content right there.
Yeah, we prioritize our children's wants because they clean up after themselves.
Yeah.
90.
23. Okay, this is a failure to launch kind of situation, right? Where it's not just like, clearly this kid was coddled. Clearly. And clearly your boyfriend has no authority whatsoever. And is still failing as a parent when his son's 23 years old and just completely taking advantage of him. This is a problem. This is not a problem that you can solve, and that's the shit part.
No pun intended.
Just got to flush that time away. You know what I mean? You have no authority here either, right? So the transition of a 23-year-old man-child growing up is gonna be ugly. And I don't know if you want any part of that. I think you are perfectly justified in what you're wanting to do here. You still love your boyfriend. You still want to have a life with him, just not until shit skids McGee is gone, right? And that's understandable. However, I need you to address this thing right here and make sure before you decide that you want to continue in this relationship that you think about the future. Because if you're thinking kids, which you could be, please take into consideration that he struggled real bad his first go round as a dad. And there would need to be a lot of education and teamwork going into that to make sure that you didn't end up in the same kind of situation. Because given 100% of his druthers, all of his druthers, you see what happens. So you have to ask yourself, okay, this is a risk now because you know these behaviors or these patterns exist. Do you want kids or not? If you don't, not really an issue, except the 23-year-old moving out, which may never happen, by the way, is not going to detach him from his father's teat. Didn't know they had them, but they do. He's never going to go away. He might leave the house. He's never going to go away. And it's going to continue being a thorn between the two of you in a relationship, or a dick between the two of you, as you said, which I think must be a UK thing. And it will drive you apart eventually. Not just physically, but emotionally. So, I mean, it's up to you. I don't think you're the astronaut if you propose remaining in your relationship. You maybe actually should do this differently, though, because it's not just moving out that is going to be the issue. So I'm going to actually go 3 on this, not just NTA. I'm going to go 3 because I think you need to, for yourself, address a few things before deciding you want that relationship to continue.
So she's an asshole to herself.
She's an asshole to herself. Yeah, not to her boyfriend and not to the 23-year-old man-child. She's only an asshole to herself in so much as that she should approach things a little bit differently and ask herself some questions and make some tough choices to decide on which path to take. Nah, I mean, your thoughts?
Of course.
Come on, Candy Thunder. She's like, you had me at skid marks.
Yeah. Which is, ironically, what I would call this child. Listen,
What, skid mark?
Yeah, listen, skid mark. This situation would turn me into the naggiest bitch, like this side of the Mississippi. Yes, I'm American. Yes, I said it. I wouldn't, at the first sign of this, at the first fucking round of skid marks, I would have been gone. And so I do agree that she is an asshole to herself. She's almost an ass-con one to herself for even asking, am I an asshole for wanting to leave this situation? Fuck no, get out, lady. This isn't it.
All right, wait. I just
This
want
is not life.
to rewind 30 seconds to clarify. If you ever see skid marks once, you're going to leave me?
Probably. It's a thing. It's a thing. No, I'm not going to leave you. But if someone is shitting so much that they're painting the sides of the bowl, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm not going to live in a house like that. I'm not going to live in a house where it's like a freaking dorm college room where someone's using my toiletries all the time and not ever replacing them. And I don't want that to turn me into a bitter person.
Right.
I don't want that to turn me into a naggy bitch because I don't want to be that person. So if my home is somewhere that I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable, then that's not my home. That's just a place I reside. And no, why stay? And like you said, I would reevaluate the relationship if he's not willing to actually put his foot down and do something, because that's not her place. Like, she doesn't need to parent this 23-year-old man-child of a skid mark.
Boyfriend's like, well, I did talk to him.
Yeah, well, talking's not helping. You're going to have to try it. He doesn't know how to do laundry. Like, this kid has just been set up for failure, which, I mean, at 23, he has no life skills. He can't wash dishes. I mean, I guess he can cook, but he can't clean up after himself. He can't even go to the bathroom properly. You're not, like, I wouldn't be able to live in a house where there was constant marks on the toilet. I just wouldn't. That is a line for me. I just wouldn't be able to be in that home. It would be bad.
Turns out the kid's name is Mowgli. He's 23, but he spent a lot of those years in the jungle. Like, civilization is new to him, you know? It's going to take some time. And he is known for his bear shits, so it's a thing.
I love how when I was younger, my brother, like, I still lived at home for part of college, and my brother and his friends were always over because he was still in high school, and they would use his friends would shower there and use my toiletries, and it was like, I was this. But I was like this to my mom, and she was like, I'm not solving this problem. So I had to get like a little tote, like a dorm tote, and like carry it to the shower and back from the shower. So,
yeah.
You know who you are.
Do you know who you are?
My brother's friends.
Weaponized incompetence. Hey, Fancy Dino Penguin, does the son have special needs? I hope not, because that certainly changes things. This sounds more like a man-child situation, and I would hope that if there was some kind of consideration there, that OP would address that.
You know what I think is worse?
and drop the $5 super and said CMDR Squishface suggested you had me at skid marks should be on a shirt. I agree.
Butt dust.
Hers would be you lost me at skid marks.
You lost me at butt dust.
Butt dust. Hashtag not my butt dust. That was a thing.
Wasn't there a bathroom that said to not, like, you had to stop leaving butt dust on the toilet?
Yeah, I think we looked one up. Yeah.
No, one of our clients had a bathroom that said clean up.
Oh
your butt dust.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Butt dust is a trigger topic, I guess. Trigger topic. Hey, we hit the paper cranes goal. Let's talk about that for just a second, and then that unlocks the Best of Redditor update story, which is supposed to be crazy. So we know we'll get that one knocked out here. Let's dive into it real quick, shall we? Can I get a list from you? The TikTok paper cranes. It is the unique Best of Redditor update story and Candy Thoughts. When you're not allowed to speak, you just have to shoot I-beams at the camera, remember? Cake the Rogue led the board by a mile this time. Thank you so much for the love. Get Jazzy on it in second there. Then Anise Moon, Mrs. Alice, Surface Grace, a.k.a. Mary, Crystal Mulkey, Ali V26, Big Hearted Bow, Jamie's 28. We've got Food J Price, Food DJ Price, Geeky Fane, Daisy Desserts, Adventures with Pam, Kendra Hammonds, Friendly Neighborhood Tim, Bailey Chapman, Cassandra Harper, I am Gen X Mama Bear, The Giant Cat Lady, Carm, Genesee 2014, Amanda Starr, Flornata, Smiles 420, Hoorn, Dylan Sprigg, Elise Kutch, Fair Sky, Mama Says So, Lad Willow, Lily Leonardo, Paisley Heather, and Mama Silver. Thank you all so much for all the love you have unlocked this Best of Redditor update story. I'll go ahead and set our next one up, and then we'll dive into it. This one will unlock a cake story. Good old-fashioned cake story. Isn't there some kind of thing with cakes and New Year's Eve where like there's like a baby in the cake or something? Is it a thing? Sorry, what? Oh, is that Mardi Gras? Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
See, I don't even know what holiday it is, y'all. That's where I'm at. Don't know what day it is. Don't know what holiday it is. We are going for High Bears. 1.8K High Bears to unlock a cake story. Bailey with the 2025, which was super cool. Thanks so much. Oh, Ms. Billy with the 2025. Oh, Ms. Alina 2025 as well. Bailey Chapman with the 2025. Joylands. I didn't even know these were things. Kim Jelly Klinger, Katriana, Girl Dog Life Masters, Chief, Aaron Golcat Biederman, Allie, Animal, Lauren, Amy Elkin, Friendly Neighborhood Tim. Thanks so much for the love. All right, here we go. Oh, I wasn't on there that time for it to get to my face. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I gotta hit those. I gotta remember, I gotta hit that frickin' button. Okay. Best of Redditor update. Here we go. Okay. I saw this word and I was like, is it the word I think it is? It was not the word I thought it was. Okay. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with a Best of Redditor update story for you. This one is titled, I Think My Neighbor Has Been Cuckooed. No poll to do with that one, but I gotta confess, I thought it said cuckold. It's cuckooed. Cuckooed. Editor's note, cuckooing is a form of action termed by the police in which the home of a vulnerable person is taken over by a criminal in order to use it to deal, store, or take illegal substances, facilitate work, as a place for them to live or to financially abuse the tenant.
They become a prisoner in their home.
So invade and they've taken King's Landing. This is like that, like sacking the city and just taking it over. Okay, all right. I think my neighbor has been cuckooed. Hi, we'll try to keep this short. This is in England, by the way. I live in a semi-detached house that's been split into 2 flats. I live in the upstairs one. My neighbor, an elderly woman in her mid-80s, in the downstairs one. We're sort of loose friends/acquaintances. I take her to bridge nights every so often and do her shopping, and she lets me use her garden when the weather's nicer, or lets me get some food shopping on her card, that kind of stuff. Every so often I do a bit of baking and like to take her a slice of cake, for example. And at the end of September, when I went downstairs, an older man came to the door. Never seen this bloke before, and he was probably 60s. Not middle-aged, but not her age, if you get what I mean, and dressed a bit weird in a blazer and tie. Was very aggressive and asked what I wanted. Said I was here to see my neighbor, and he said, in this weird faux posh accent, Ms. XYZ is not taking visitors right now. But took the cake and slammed the door in my face. really weird, but assumed it was her son or something. I know she has kids, but they're not in the picture. Ever since then, things have gotten weird. I've only seen my neighbor twice. Once when she was in the garden with him, and once being bundled off into a car very late at night before coming back in the early hours of the morning. Both times, she looked very uncomfortable. Over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed the curtains are always shut and her garden is getting overgrown and untidy. Some nights they're shouting. I can hear a male and female voice, but it's not hers. And a few times I've seen a Filipino woman coming to and from the property. Whenever I've encountered the man when leaving the house, more or less, or seen him leaving the property, he's either blanked me or gotten very aggressive when I try to speak to him. I once asked if my neighbor was okay, and he threatened to contact the neighborhood watch. I did contact the police on 101, and they were trying to fob me off and sort of implying because it's an older bloke and not obviously related to county lines, which I don't think it is too, they're not really interested. More or less got told it's probably just her boyfriend and I should stop being nosy. I'm really concerned for my neighbor, so is there any way I can get the police interested or maybe contact someone at council? Thank you. Huh. This is an interesting story. We haven't had British crime drama before.
Trisha, you have to read her.
Trisha says, ooh, like what the cuckoo bird that drops its egg in other birds' nests. Got it. Oh.
I didn't know that.
Very interesting. We all learned something today. Very interesting.
They'll put their eggs in other bird nests.
Yeah.
And knock out the actual eggs that go in the nest.
So somebody who only likes to go to the bathroom in other people's houses is like a cuckoo pooper.
Sure. Open the poop thing, and now you're just
Open the poop door? Is that what you said?
And now you've just talked about it.
Yeah, we'll dive right into the edit here. Edit. First off, thank you all to the people who've responded and all of the spectacular advice you've given me. And I'm sorry I can't respond to you all, but please know I've upvoted you all and really appreciate this. I'm going to contact MASH, the council's safeguarding team, and my MP and councilor tomorrow to inform them of the situation. I'll try to keep you all updated when and if I get an outcome. I'm going to be logging off as I have to work tomorrow, but again, thank you so much. Here's some of the comments. You could try adult social services at your local council. Hold on. Adult social services? Acronym ASS? No, they didn't. Even if there isn't enough evidence of a crime for the police to investigate at this stage, the way she is being isolated from you is a warning sign for elder abuse. OP says, yeah, something feels very off about all this. I'll give them a call, plus that MASH team and the other poster mentioned. Thanks, mate. Don't know if this breaks the rules for not answering the question, but I wanted to say thanks. I'm mostly a stay out of other people's business kind of guy, but this seems righteous, and I'm glad you're looking out for your community. OP says, thanks, pal. She's such a kind soul, and at the moment I saw this weirdo at her door, all sorts of alarm bells were going off. Not something I could just let slip by, seeing as I don't even hear a voice anymore. It's weird as all hell, especially if she's not ever mentioned a family member coming to stay or visit. OP says, yeah, they all live down south, and I've never seen them visit. The last time was more them driving up to get her and take her down there, but that was 3 years ago. All right, there's an update 7 days later. What do you think so far? So far. All right, I'm doing it. So far? Come on.
I'm glad that she's looking out for her.
Yeah. It's time for words are hard. I hit there. I said so far.
Like 3 people in chat said it happened to someone they know.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
3 people in chat said it happened to someone they know.
Really? They got cuckooed?
Yeah.
It's a thing?
Yeah.
Ah! So far. That happened. Words are hard. What do you think right now? You bet they want to take over the finances? It feels that way. Worrying about your neighbor's NTA. Yeah. Also, like how many instances out there would have been prevented if a neighbor was a little more nosy? And not just nosy, but was a little more compelled to action from a good place. Emilia says, this is why we should all golden girl it in our elderly years. Well, yeah, I'm glad OP noticed this pretty much immediately. And cares. Man, and maybe... So my question at this point is, let's assume she is being taken advantage of, and this is some kind of scam. How do they target? Like, how long have they been watching her? Or do they just do some background and figure out that she's up here pretty much alone? Like, how do they single those people out? It wasn't like manned surveillance, I wouldn't think, or otherwise they would have known that OP was a regular contact, right? So it's got to be just by the math or by the paperwork. Okay, here we go. Update 7 days later. Hi there. You might remember this post I made the other week about my neighbor being cuckooed. The short answer is she was, though probably not for the reasons any of us expected. Okay, so what happened after the post? Next day, I contacted the council's MASH team as advised, and they were extremely helpful. They were immediately concerned and said they'd be sending someone to check on her. They also asked if I could keep a diary of any events as they'd like to speak to me when they do arrive, and I said I'll make a log of whatever happens. So the week goes by and more weird stuff happens. Was all quiet, and then on Halloween, a group of older gentlemen came to the property, and then some women, who I assumed were adult dancers, show up before leaving a few minutes later screaming at the man who's in the flat. And he kept threatening to report them to the NW and was waving around this insect spray. Anytime any trick-or-treaters came by, they'd get the same response. It was really fucking weird. On the Friday night, see my neighbor getting bundled into a minicab, and then she returned early hours of Sunday in a different minicab with the old bloke screaming at the driver before he rushes her inside. Again, really weird. Anyway, yesterday 2 social workers arrive and talk to me. I show them everything I've written, and they agree this looks very much like cuckooing, but they aren't sure why this old bloke is doing it or what he's doing with the property. Now, I wasn't there for the initial confrontation, but I know they went down to speak to him, and he immediately went on the usual spiel. I'm going to report you to the NW, get off my property, etc. When they weren't going, he sprayed them in the eyes with something and slammed the door shut.
Oh, you fucked up.
Police and ambulance were rang, and I helped them wash their eyes out. From what I could hear when the police arrived, he tried the same shit with them, the spraying, not the NW, but it sounded like they tackled him, and he got hauled away in cuffs. Police found my neighbor on the property, padlocked in the box room before she got taken to the hospital. Wait, what? He had her locked up? He had her physically locked up?
She was a prisoner in her home.
We did get into the property later, and for the most part, it was how it had been left, but every door, and I mean every door, had a padlock on it. I did speak to my neighbor in the hospital. Her kids are coming down, and she explained to me that when she met the man at her bridge club, where he claimed he was in the parachute regiment, but was now down on his luck and asked if he could stay with her for a night or two. Unfortunately, she agreed. Apparently, the first evening was fine, but the next day, the moment she goes into the toilet, he attaches a padlock to it and locks her in. That's where the abuse started. During the time he was living there, he apparently tried to take control of the flat and her bank accounts with the goal of chucking her out, and would get angry and scream at her when she didn't give in, but she refused to respond to him. She didn't really want to say much, but said he told people she was his cleaner, and the cars in the middle of the night were taxis taking her to hotels all across the region to try to get rid of her. I had to leave after that, but she said one day he had one of his little parties and the flat was fine apart from the fact that someone had smeared their shit on the wall. As for the bloke, no idea what happened, and we've had all the locks changed, though we have a suspicion he'll attempt to return. And one night, I heard someone try the handle of my front door. My neighbor's going to stay with my sister when she's discharged, and some of my bigger mates from Warhammer have offered to stay downstairs just in case, but we'll see. Thank you all for your assistance. You are all amazing. I showed her all the comments, and she was so blown away by the support, so a huge thank you from us both. Comments. Well done for looking out for her. Very glad to read this update.
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Dude,
I'm so glad OP cared.
you were her Hagrid. Saved her from being locked underneath the stairs. This is terrible, but what do they mean? Like taking her to hotels to try to dump her or get rid of her? What were they, like trying to scare tactic interrogate her? Somewhere where people wouldn't hear the screams and shit? Like what the fuck? Holy hell. So I don't know.
The fact that this is happening to people, like,
yeah, this happens.
Is insane.
This happens. So I don't know. Like, is this cuckooing? Is this what this? I mean, I guess it is. This shit happens. This is different than dropping a deuce at someone else's house.
Why is there so much poo in the stories?
It's very much. The stories are very shit filled today. So he was after her money, right? Yes. He was after money and after the flat, apparently.
Place to stay.
And was going to get rid of her and basically have everything signed over to him so he'd just take over her life. He's like, yours is almost done anyway. I'll take it off your hands. Yes, you know what? I agree. OP gets the DFHB thumbs up. Hell yeah. Very nice. Very nice. And NTA and way the other direction. Green flag. Welcome to Green Flag Land. I think this was UK, right? Let me get back up to the top of it. England. Yeah, England. It's wild. This is wild. Like, this shit's real. This shit happens. Faith reacts, dropping the super set. OP just saved a life. DFHB approved. Yeah. Like, hero status. Hero status.
Someone asked what DFHB.
It's a decent effing human being. We have a club. It's the DFHB club. Look. Whoops, knocked that down. There's hats and everything. So we read a story during the last live where OP came back and did like a 5-year update or something, but her silence had alienated her from her friends at a time when she was very, very depressed and probably needed her friends. And like, that was a red flag for friends to me, but they were in their early 20s, and that explains it away, unfortunately. But I'd say if you get a vibe, right, or you see a scary change with a neighbor or someone you know, like, it doesn't hurt to just check in and make sure everything's okay. It doesn't hurt. So many of these could be prevented if the people who have hunches got over the fear of the awkward encounter where everything's fine and they feel dumb, and talk themselves out of going over and knocking or calling or whatever it is. If you get a hunch, if you worry about somebody, just check in. Just check in. The worst that can happen is that they tell you to fuck off, right? Trust your gut. Yeah, Leslie. Agreed. Hey, Rob Fisher, Korua, 2509, Leanne Marie, Kendra Hammonds, Candy Thunder, sending high bears there as well, Stuffunky, Masters, Chief, Sherry Effin Medic, Food DJ, Saris, Kendra Hammonds, Bailey Chapman dropped 150 of those high bears. Hell yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the cake story.
Welcome, we're going to go ahead and do the cake story. We're close enough. I agree. Good plan. However, I do not see it on the sheet here. Like, oh no, Scoob. Like, I don't see the cake story on the dock.
That probably meant
Like, what are we gonna do?
Leo?
Oh, was that the one you were supposed to find?
No, mine was the spicy story.
Like, let's just read the spicy story instead. Okay.
Let's go ahead and just read number 5.
Number 5. Okay. All right. What?
His notes on the dog.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let me get back to the base here. All right. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for not giving my girlfriend my social security number so she can run a background check on me? Yeah, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. How many of y'all have been asked for your social security number so your the person you're dating can do a background check on you? I don't think it's ever happened to me. Doesn't mean it hasn't. I don't think it has. But she openly asked for your social. No, you're not the astronaut for not giving her that. Like, do you want like a hair and blood sample tool? How about stool sample? I can do a stool sample for you. Not my social. No. Sounds like you're about to get cuckooed, brother.
Those aren't available anywhere to purchase.
Oh, the hoodies? Yeah, it was a limited time collab that we did with 9 Line Apparel. And we may do another collab with them at some point for a different design. But yeah, it was a limited time pre-order thing. You can run a background check without a social. Lexi Bear says. So maybe it's not just the background check. NTA wins in a landslide here. Let's dive in and see if we're right. I, 27 male, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, 31 female, for almost a year now. This evening, she sat me down and said she needs to have a serious conversation with me, and she asked for my social security number. I said, absolutely not. Why would you need that? She told me about her ex-boyfriend that was basically living a double life. He had a bunch of criminal charges in his past that he'd never told her about, and eventually exposed her to some sketchy and dangerous behavior before she broke things off after he cheated. I said, okay, thank you for telling me that, but what does that have to do with my social security number? She said ever since then, she's had her friend that works for the federal government run background checks on people to make sure they're safe. And because our relationship is progressing, she needs to know I'm a safe partner for her, so she wants my social security number to check my criminal history. Yeah, you definitely don't need a social for that. Now, for the record, I don't even have... What was that?
So that's not sus at all.
It's not sus. Not sus at all. No, none of these at all. OP? None. Now, for the record, I don't even have a parking ticket. I'm a nerd and a gym rat. All I do is work, go to school, play Dungeons & Dragons, come home, watch anime, rinse and repeat. So I don't care about a background check. She won't find anything, but I'm not giving out my social. I don't feel comfortable enough providing that to her friend. When I said that, she got upset and said, I don't understand what women go through, and it's about safety. I admitted that she's right. I don't have any idea what women go through, but that doesn't mean I'm giving my social out to a complete stranger. She says he isn't a stranger. He's one of her best friends and married to a close friend of hers. And I said, honey, that's great, but I don't know him. I don't trust him because I don't know him. That's my information you're asking for, but you can trust him with your personal information if you want. But no one I don't know is getting my social security number or critical details. It's just not happening. And she said that our relationship isn't going to be able to progress unless I give him my social security number because she needs to know that she's safe and she's offended that I don't trust her taste in friends. Hold on. Time out. Listen, Bish. That is gaslighting, but also she can't be offended that you don't trust her taste in anything after the story she just told you.
Good point.
I got up and left at that point and told her I respect her concerns, but her past trauma doesn't give her the right to try and strong-arm me into giving out sensitive information to somebody I don't know just because he works for the federal government and has access to a database. That was a long line. I used to work for the federal government, so I can say from experience, everyone working there isn't some wonderful person. I'm not assuming he's a monster or anything, but just working for the feds doesn't prove anything to me. She called me insensitive and hasn't spoken to me since. Personally, I feel like she was gaslighting me into giving her what she wants, but I'm not so sure.
Boom.
You nailed it, OP. Faith, with the $2 super said, all you need is Google to check criminal record. Yeah, you definitely don't need a social for that. So maybe she was running like a deeper, she's going to check your credit. Who knows? Whatever information or whatever she was using it for, it doesn't matter because that's a request that you don't have to honor. And every argument she has is invalid except for that we don't understand what it's like for women getting, I don't know.
I've never asked for it.
I mean, I understand the risks involved there, but dudes can end up in relationships with people who misrepresent themselves and take them in crazy directions just as easily. It may not be like as physically. The risk isn't the same. I understand that, but it's still there. It's very much still there.
No, women can be narcissists crazy too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think narcissism knows gender, age, race. It knows not. Knows not.
It's weird that she asked at a year.
Yeah, 1 year.
It's weird.
I don't know. It feels like a bigger play. Now, since the cuckooing story, I'm just like. I'm like, she's in the early stages of cuckooing your ass. She's just cooing right now. But wait, the other coo comes later. It doesn't sound good to me. Does not sound good. NTA. Completely. And you know what's funny to me is that OP You're just like, I will not comply with this request. I still want to date you. Even though she's pressing this so hard and is like, our relationship won't be able to continue until you give me your social security number. It's like you hit a paywall finally. And you're still like, yeah, I'm not creeped out enough to not want to date you, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm kind of concerned that you weren't more creeped out. But you're like, yeah, she hasn't called. And I'm like, why? If she did, would you answer? I'd have questions that I would want answers to before being okay with anything progressing.
I would want to talk to the friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me talk to your Fed friend.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, run. All right, I'm going to go into this one last time as we are on our way out here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. It's been a hell of a time. And this didn't break everything like we thought maybe it might every time I try to do something. Jamie S., Vicky Alice, Carm, Masters Chief, Aerofond, Ole, Vicky Alice, Bubsy, Christian Museum Girl, Vicky Alice dropping more high bears there, Skittle, Denise Friendly Neighborhood, Tim, Vicky Alice again, that Alaska Girl, Katie, Trixie Witch, Candy White, Animal, Lisa Loves Books with the 2025, Vicky Ellis, Kendra Hammond's Animal, send more of those high bears through. Lisa Loves Books, Pet Family, Katriana, Shell, Kendra, Korua. Thank you guys so much. Stefunky, I saw you up there as well. Lisa Knott, Jamie S., Vicky Alice, you guys are awesome. Bayfox says, I'd ask for a friend's info and report him. I work for state government. It's very illegal to run information not related to your job. Ooh, so she probably wouldn't get her friend's name out. So even if it is legit, you have no way to ever validate it. Boo. Boo. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year to you. Tony Spark dropping a super on the YouTube side says, I mean, if somebody wanted to steal my identity and hack my bank account, joke's on them. I thought he was going to say if somebody wants to steal my identity and hack my TikTok, they'd probably get more views. But that's just what I thought, where I thought he was going with it. By the way, follow at Tony Spark _ on TikTok, y'all. He does have a 2024 recap video out that you might not have seen yet, and it is hilarious.
Awesome.
It is hilarious. You might see Candy Thunder and I in it a couple times, actually. Yeah, might. What'd you say?
Said I think there was a video of us being pulled whenever I got my whippy lash.
Oh, yes. Tubing at the lake?
Yes.
Yep. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks so much. Candy Thunder, come up here and wave goodbye with me. Remember, elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist. Am I doing it right?
Bye.
Elbow, wrist.
On Sunday, we'll have to talk about the guy at the go-kart.
Oh, yeah, we got a go-kart story.
Yeah, it's funny.
We did some indoor speed track go-karting. It was hella fun. Age,
He
back
was
in the
like-
Gosh Heck fam.
You were like a kid.
He
He was like a kid running the track. I could see it on his face. It was super cute.
I hit a moment where everything slowed down and I could see the lines on the track, and I just saw like 4 curves ahead. And it was a magical moment where I felt like I was born to do this. I was like, shit. Am I supposed to be a race car driver?
9 p.m. Sunday will be our next live. And
9
we're
p.m.
not,
Sunday.
We aren't doing VIP today because Navy is not with his mom. She's with Ava Wee at home. So
Yep. No VIP today, sorry, but we will have one next week.
Yes, we will be back to non-holiday hours next week.
That's right. Here, I'll go back to this one so we can see what we're doing here. Sort of. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
If you ain't first, you're last.
We'll see you next time.
That's how he was racing.
Yeah.
He got first, obviously.
Like, I want to go fast, Ricky Bobby.
He was like screeching tires around the track, and I thought I was going fast, but I don't think I was. I was barely moving.
I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but I'm just going to say I had the best lap time of anybody that was racing the whole time we were there.
That's very true. He's so proud. He's a proud man.
I like to go fast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys
Bye,
next
guys.
time. Happy New Year. Hope the week is baller for you. Hope everything goes well and the astronauts stay out of your way.
What's up? We'll have Ava write her story.
Oh, Ava? You're going to have her write her story?